So I'm a little late to the news, not gonna lie, but Hasbro Marvel Legends showed off some really sick reveals yesterday that are actually, some of them are dropping today, February 22nd, as I'm recording this, around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there's a little refresher for you guys. This stuff actually looks really sick. So we have this new Iron Man here for the new Avengers wave. I believe this is the Mark 70, Model 70. It's an Alex Ross version here. This is a very cool looking Iron Man suit. You're going to hear me a couple times in this video probably say that I'm not super familiar with some things. I do apologize, but I'm not super familiar with this suit. Haven't really caught up on the newer comics. I think this is a newer suit, but yeah, this is a very good looking Iron Man. The thing is, it is if it's going to be double packed, it's, you know, this one doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure, so it would probably be the double packed one, and probably easier to get, honestly, because of that. So keep that in mind. It's not necessary to complete the wave if you need just the other 6, but it's still a cool looking Iron Man figure regardless. Next up is Blue Marvel. Very cool looking figure here. I believe he's a relatively newer character in Marvel Comics. I believe this body is using the Spider UK body we've gotten on a couple figures throughout the years, mostly with Magnetos that we've gotten recently. This is a very good looking figure with the jacket and the boots. The head sculpt's great. Comes with some effects pieces, some alternate hands. So this is one I'm definitely considering picking up because I just think it looks very, very cool. We have an updated Madam Hydra. The previous one from the Return of Marvel Legends back to like almost a decade ago, it was not amazing. So I'm glad we have an updated one, albeit it's on an already, you know, reused female body. I was hoping they would use it on the newer female body, sadly, that has the double jointed elbows. Still looks pretty cool here. I really like the head sculpt. I think that head sculpt's great. I believe, unless I'm mistaken, the belt here, like the holsters, are a new sculpt. Could have been used with a previous female character, not entirely sure. But again, updated Madam Hydra. Some people don't have the previous one. Glad to see it make a return to the Marvel Legends line here. Now this is using the updated female body. This is Quake, and you can also interchange the head to be Maria Hill. So basically, you know, the female shield body. Don't have the male shield bodies yet. I don't know why I was sleeping on those, but hopefully they restock those at Hasbro Pulse because they have they've got 2 or 3 pack there. I forget exactly what it is, but we have a lot of accessories here for Quake. She has her gauntlets and whatnot. You have that head there, and you have alternate hands that can be used for Quake as well as Maria Hill, as well as a pistol for Maria Hill. Looking really, really sick. Next up is Speedball, which some people are pretty disappointed it doesn't come with effects pieces. Again, not entirely familiar with this character. Very cool design though. Nice head sculpt. But if he came with effects pieces, that is disappointing. He does come with the biggest Build-A-Figure piece. They probably skimped out on the accessories for him because of that. So that's a little unfortunate, but it's still a cool looking figure. It's using the newer Spider-Man 2099 body. It's used for other Spider-Man figures and whatnot. So it's a good body, I still think. It may be a little too reused at this point, but it's still a pretty nice body. Next up, we have an updated U.S. Agent. I can't remember what body this is using. It looks like the Grim Reaper body that was used on previous Captain America figures from like a couple years ago. I think like in 2016 we had one with there, or 2018. I don't exactly remember. But anyway, really digging this figure here, this updated figure. The head sculpt looks great. Definitely updated there. The shield, I believe we've gotten before, but with different colors here. It just looks really good. If you didn't get the previous US Agent, you know, the comics version, which I unfortunately didn't, then there you go. You have a new one here. Last but not least, we do, before I talk about the Build-A-Figure, of course, we have a new Thor. Not super familiar with this Thor. However, I've been waiting to see if them make any kind of new Thor. I was hoping for more of a classic Thor, but this one also still looks really, really awesome. I can't tell if what's updated on this body because it looks like he has single jointed elbows, but the parts like the legs and whatnot look like at least the upper thighs look a little reused, which is fine. They were always fine on previous Thor figures. This thing, though, is just really sick looking. The Mjolnir looks nice. He comes with a crow, some alternate hands. It's just such a sick looking figure, man. So there you go. If you've been wanting a Thor figure in this look, now we are getting one. The Build-A-Figure here is going to be Controller, and again, I'm not super familiar with this character, so I do apologize. But it is a very good looking Build-A-Figure, man. I really dig how this came out. Just the overall look is very cool. I I feel like it's reusing some parts from a previous Build-A-Figure. I can't tell, and if it does, then I'm not super mad about it. It just looks familiar in some way. I can't put my finger on it, but of course, stuff like the hands and head sculpt and whatnot are new. It just is a very good looking Build-A-Figure. I'm really digging it. If you've been wanting a Build-A-Figure of this, there you go. This whole wave honestly looks really good. So a few figures here I'm considering more than others, but overall, if you want the whole wave, I don't think you're going to be disappointed, except for maybe with Speedball, who doesn't come with any accessories. Next up, they showed up a digital render, which of course is not indicative of the final product sometimes, but they've been pretty consistent with the render to figure form. It's going to be of the Stealth Suit Future Foundation Spider-Man here, and I can't tell what body exactly is being used. It looks mostly like that Spider-Man 2099 body, but the torso in some of the images, the torso looks like it has a ball joint, so which that has a ab crunch. So I'm not entirely sure what body mold parts are being used here. Definitely some reuse, which is fine with me. It's Spider-Man. I've kind of accepted that they have reused parts, but the reused parts I never thought were bad. And the paint apps here that are going to be shown off, and the way this figure looks overall is very cool. Whenever they announce this, I am going to be very excited. That wave, like I just mentioned, is going to be released today at 1 p.m. This figure does not have a release date yet. Next up, this will be released today, is going to be the basically the 90s show cartoon version of the X-Men stuff here for Storm, which we have had some figures shown off previously a few months ago. Actually, it was Wolverine, Jubilee, and Mr. Sinister. They're all going to be part of a Hasbro Pulse exclusive release of figures where they have the cell shaded look for the paint apps, which I think look the way that it came out look really good. And she has those alternate hands there, and this is in her white suit as well. Here is the packaging for that. All the figures have VHS style packaging, looking really, really cool. I personally don't think I'm going to get any of the figures. I don't have Mr. Sinister from the regular release Marvel Legends, sadly, but if any of them, I'd get him. But yeah, this one, regardless, looks really cool. If you were interested in picking up any of those figures, and now we're getting Storm with that, there you go. It looks really sick. Here is the packaging shot for the Spider-Man Retro Collection Rhino that we're getting. It's an updated Rhino. It's the Build-A-Figure, because we had Kingpin and the Build-A-Figure, bigger packaging. Now we have Rhino. People were hoping we would get a Lizard announced if we do get a Lizard. I'm not entirely sure if and when we will, but I still have the Build-A-Figure one, so I'm okay with that one. I don't have a Rhino yet, so the fact that they're re-releasing Rhino after all these years, back from like 2015, very excited here. Here's the figure. It comes with an alternate head, some alternate hands as well. It's just, I think it looks very good. It does have different paint apps for the previous one. From what I saw, the previous one has darker paint apps. I might still have the heads from the previous one, which would probably fit on here, but those paint apps will be darker than the rest of the body, so you'd have to paint those up. But this is still very good looking, man. Both heads, I think, look incredible. The overall figure is just really good looking. I'm very excited to finally have one in my collection. Last but not least, they only showed off a digital render of this, but whenever we get a new Disney Plus wave, it may not be entirely Disney Plus figures, not entirely sure, but definitely the Hawkeye and Kate Bishop figure is going to be part of this here. The Build-A-Figure is Infinity Ultron, which I think they actually did do a pretty cool job showing off if Ultron won in a certain universe and then got the Infinity Stones. It's a very nice looking, well, digital render. Don't have a figure yet, but I'm sure they're going to kill it when they really, announce the official Build-A-Figure. It is very cool looking, man. So I don't have the rest of the Marvel What If figures yet. I don't know if I will get those because there's just a ton of figures to get at that point. But this is still very cool looking nonetheless. Anyway, that's it for the reveals they showed off for Marvel Legends. I was hoping that they would show off some stuff for No Way Home. If they ever get to that, I would be really hoping so. But What were you guys' thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below what you're most excited for. Thanks for watching. All these sources are from Hasbro Pulse themselves on Instagram and whatnot. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later.